Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. For those who are here new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalism videos. So please excuse my bare face. I just took a shower, so I put on like my skincare, and I didn't want to put on makeup for this video because also I just wanted to be like raw and honest with you guys. A subscriber a long time ago, and I'm so sorry it took me this long to get around to it, actually asked me about running, and the subscriber kindly asked several questions, of which I will be answering all of them in this video. The video breakdown is going to be 1, how it started, 2, how it helped, 3, body changes, 4, addressing runner's high, and then the 5th component is tips. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. So today's video is going to be come exercise with me as a minimalist, and today is one of them, so I'm going to take you guys along for a mini run with me. Let's get it, let's go. So I'm back home, I'm in my PJs, and that was a good run. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys see that one of my favorite things to post on my stories is me running. Something that I do enjoy doing. Okay, so how it started. I started running in grade 9. A little bit of background info. I had a classmate who I had a crush on kind of comment on my chubby body, and I didn't really handle it very well, and so I was like, I'm gonna lose weight. So at the time there wasn't too much information and I didn't have a personal trainer. I just googled how to like quickly lose weight, and running was one of the suggestions. So I was like, that's easy, anyone can run, I can run. So I started running around the track at the community center near my school, and I would run for about an hour. I didn't really know any better. I really shouldn't have been running for hours on end, but hey, you live and you learn. So number 2, how it helped. So in the beginning, I was primarily running for aesthetics. I just wanted to slim down. I kind of wanted to have a runner's body. And yes, I was very happy with the results. I managed to lose, I think it was 15 pounds in the first year of going for a consistent run several times a week. And I kept that up for a really long time. I've been running for about 15 years. And then 4 years ago, I stopped running because I developed runner's knee, and I took a 4-year break up until this year. Yeah, this year, has it helped? It has definitely helped with my mental health. So as I mentioned before, I was running primarily before for aesthetics, but now I run for purely my mental health and I guess just general health. I went back to running because I would just like sit in a chair and be out of breath, and so I figured I probably need a little bit more movement in my life. So now what I do is I go for only like 20-minute runs, maybe 30 if I'm feeling spicy, but nothing too strenuous, just because I don't want to get runner's knee again. Runner's knee was really painful. I couldn't run for even like a couple like minutes before my knees would like really like hurt. If you've ever experienced runner's knee, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I guess more than a decade worth of running really took a toll on my knees. So yeah, I try not to overdo it, and I just try to be like healthy, both for my mind and my physical health. Has my body changed much now, like currently with my running? I would say probably not as much as it was when I was running for aesthetics. When I was running for aesthetics, I also calorie counted and I was really strict with my diet. Currently, I'm not that strict with my diet, so I probably have a little bit more like jiggly fat, but as I mentioned before, I'm not running for aesthetics anymore. I don't really care. As long as I'm feeling good, happy, moving, getting a little good sweat, I'm content. Like that's the function for running for me now. Okay, number 3, body changes. So when I first started running, the biggest changes that I noticed was I started to like slim up my legs, which was really nice, and it also kind of made me lose a lot of belly fat. I don't know if that's genetics. I know that everybody loses weight in different ways, but if we're just talking about my personal experience, experience. Later in stages, I started also kind of losing a lot of like breast tissue. My chest became very small. I dropped down a cup size, which I have heard is a common characteristic of running a lot, but it didn't really bother me. I've never really had the biggest of chest, so being part of the itty bitty titty committee never really bothered me. Currently, right now, with me having a caloric surplus, running hasn't really changed my physique. Maybe just toned it up, make it look a little bit more like put together, I'd say. Yeah, I'd probably say your legs would be mostly the most affected, but again, everyone's fat distribution is different, so just for me, that's what I noticed. Okay, number 4, runner's high. Did I experience runner's high? I think I heard runner's high, and correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. You have to run for really long periods of time, like marathon running, maybe like an hour plus, or maybe 2 hours. The longest I ever ran was like, I think a little under an hour to an hour. And even then, I never experienced runner's high. The only thing that I noticed was that I kind of found myself addicted to running in such that like it just became such a habit and part of my life that I felt like if I didn't go for a run, and this was probably more when I was younger, probably like high school and university, I get really antsy if I didn't clock in a run. But now that I'm older, that doesn't really bother me as much. If I miss a run, I don't really mind. I know it's not the end of the world, but I guess when you're younger, you don't really understand that. You're just like, I need my run. If you find yourself getting addicted or like you can't function without going for your run, it's probably a good sign to take a break. Okay, tips. So I just have 4 tips that I wanted to share with you guys. The first tip is wear proper gear. When I was an extreme minimalist, I went for runs in my socks. Don't even ask me why or what I was thinking. I just thought like, it just seemed like a good idea. But I ended up developing a lot of calluses on my feet, so I highly recommend probably wearing proper shoes. That would probably be a good idea. Take some rest days. I was very abdomen in my extreme fitness weight loss journey days. I never really gave myself rest days. I give myself plenty of rest days now. If I feel tired, I don't go for a run. I totally respect my body's needs, and if I feel up for it, then I go for a run. I know that sounds like really simple, but those were things that I didn't comprehend in my I didn't understand that before, but now I understand that it is really important to take healthy breaks. Number 3, and I think this is maybe more for women, but if you lose your period, see a doctor. It's not normal to lose your period. I remember when I lost my period, I didn't really understand that not only is losing your period not healthy, but the same hormones that regulate your period also regulate your bones. So like losing your period is one of the first signs that you're going to start to experience bone loss. So although it may not seem that big of a deal that you don't have a period, I highly recommend seeing a professional. It's not a good idea if you've lost your period. Okay, and the last one is dress warmly if you go for a run in the cold. So I live in Canada and I still do run in the snow. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys have probably seen. In which case, although yes, you may be very warm when you're running and you get overheated, still dress very warmly. So I wear a lot of heat tech from Uniqlo and just fully deck myself out, keep myself very hot and warm to regulate your body, because I don't think it's good for your capillaries to be expanding and shrinking with like such severe temperature changes. You can totally disregard this if you run in a warm and tropical place, but for those of you who want to go for a run outside in the cold, dress warmly. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that I answered your questions, and happy runnings, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.